So today's topic, we're going to be jumping right into it, and it's talking about entitled anime fans. Now, what I mean by this exactly, I will explain the origins of how exactly this video started in the first place. So I was like looking around comment sections, just seeing like how stuff is, and I remember getting to a comment talking about someone that's saying like they didn't like it, like a chapter or an episode. I believe it was Fairy Tail or something like that. It was either Fairy Tail or Academia, if I remember. And like they pretty much saying, fuck this show, fuck that, you know, people are entitled to their opinions, you know, curiosity killed the panda pretty much, and asked, you know, why and all that, and it's saying, you know, like all this, and I'm like, well, if you don't enjoy it, don't watch it. That's always been my mentality with shows and all that. If I'm not digging a show, if I'm not liking some sort of form of entertainment, then I just stop watching it, or I don't talk about it. That's just how I am, especially when I do with my reviews as well. And the guy kind of had the nerve to like respond in probably one of the most selfish like responses ever, which getting I'm reading it out of necessity, not of fun. And I'm thinking like, so let's say it was Fairy Tail and all that, and it's like, okay, so there's 500 chapters of the series, and you're gonna keep reading it every week because you do it out of necessity? Are you a drug addict? Like, are you into crack or something like that? Because it's like, that's the only like legit reason where you're like, oh, I need more Fairy Tail. Like, and it's like, so like coming into it and all that, and it's saying like, you know what, like if you guys watch stuff illegally, like, you know, whatever means and all that, you know what, that is completely fine and all that, you know, like I said before, I like supporting my shows obviously from like up here and all that, like showing that, and do you know what and all that, I would be a huge hypocrite saying like I didn't watch stuff legally. I had to do like, you know, an archetype in that way, where it's like, you know, if I wish there was a legal way to watch it, but there isn't at the moment apart from the English stuff. And I'm thinking there, it's like, that's kind of like saying the same thing as like, I'm going to go to a restaurant and I'm going to swipe the pizza from the chef after you just took it out of the oven, and turns out it's an anchovy pizza, and I don't like it too much actually, but I'm going to keep eating it even if it makes me feel sick. It's the same mentality. Let's put another example on it, going into manga terms. I read a bit of Toriko, and you know what? It wasn't for me. You know, people enjoy it and all that. That's completely fine. I didn't really care about it from what the bits I saw of it. Same thing can be said. I gave World Trigger a really good attempt and all that, and I didn't care for it too much. And you know what I did? I stopped reading them and all that. And it's like, by this mentality, it's like, oh, I'm just going to keep reading Toriko even though I don't care for it. Or the same thing could be said for World Trigger, or like any of the things. And you know exactly, with like, you can kind of see an example on the channel. Guess what I do with shows and all that, that sometimes I do a first impression or not. Most of the time, I either A, leave them alone for a while to let the episodes build so I can keep watching them like I did with Erased. B, I don't care for the shows anymore, and I just stop watching them or reading them. Why would I waste my time on a series or any kind of entertainment that I don't care for? And the only reason that people get to act like this, like entitled little shits, is because it's free and available online. It's like, look, like sometimes and all that, people can't afford like shows. Like some people can't afford Crunchyroll, some people can't afford Netflix and all that. Some people have bills to pay a lot. Some people, you know, have like, you know, they're in college and they don't have a job. You know, some people like can't pay for it all the time, and I'm completely grateful that through the bit of money that I'm able to make on YouTube, a lot of the stuff that I'm able to buy, you know, on here is from there, and I'm forever grateful for that. But as you can see from everything on this, I've picked up shows that I want to talk about or I enjoy. Let's have a look on here. Like Death Note, I enjoy. Tokyo Ghoul, I enjoy. Gurren Lagann is one of my favourite. Like, you know, I absolutely love Gurren Lagann, and even when I first watched it before, I did it with not legal means because there was no way to watch it over here in the UK. It officially came out over here. I had to buy it. It wasn't like, it's something I treasure and I love it. And you know what? Most people can't, like, you know, like pay for that and all that. And you know what? That's fine. Why would I have anything, or why would I, like, even by paying or by other means, why would I continue with something whether or not I don't like it or not? I've seen some people's mentality as well, like, it's kind of be the same of mine. Like, some people don't like Twin Star Exorcist. That's fucking fine. And I love that someone's reaction was like, I don't care for the show. He said like it was pretty much mediocre. He didn't care for it, and I'm like, no, that's, you know, I respect that and all that. He's like, I'm dropping it. Like, I can't see, like, unless like you have so much free time on your hand, like if that's the case, like you need something else to fill that void, where you could be filling that void with shows you like or series that you like. It's so fucking fucking stupid. Yeah, do you know why? Because people will act like this because they do get it for free, and the fact that, you know, there isn't no repercussions for this is because of that, and that's why some people on the internet are entitled little shits. Even for like some, like the most stuff that I call out on Dragon Ball Super for the most part, and I think it is like pretty mediocre for the most part, especially since like 2 of the arcs are just recapped and most of the tournament and all that. I like, do you know what I did for the Frieza stuff? Because I wasn't enjoying it? Didn't talk about it. I get mild entertainment from the show. But if every like single episode and all that didn't have something out and it was just literally stickmen fighting, do you know what? I wouldn't have talked about the show. So what kind of ended up being a discussion, all that kind of ended up being more like a rant halfway through. People wouldn't do that though if there was no other means but to buy it legally, and the fact that we are in a way of the digital era now, and I understand and all that, like if you can't pay your bills and all that, and you can't, you know, like the last thing on my mind is to buy a fucking volume of fucking Fairy Tail or something like that. Like, you know what? You know, you don't want to buy a volume of it, or you know, if you mildly support that, it's fine. Don't go into a fucking series that's like got 500 chapters, like 10 years worth of content, and then say, I have to do it because it's a necessity. No, you don't. You're only doing it because you probably just want to be in a forum and you probably just want to garner some attention. Well, congratulations, you got one of them. You got my attention because I'm calling you the fuck out. I hope that's the attention that you actually wanted, because other than that, I don't see what the fuck you're doing it for. Unless you just, like, you're that fucking bored that, well then, maybe you should put it in towards shows that you like. I don't think that's too hard to do, eh? You want to watch a good show, or are you going to keep watching, like, ones you don't like? I don't know. I think that choice right there is pretty simple. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? Do you think some anime fans are entitled little pieces of shit? And also as well and all that, leave it on the positive and all that. If you do watch shows and all that, like, you enjoy and all that, I hope that, like, every show that you are watching right now, or, like, the majority of them, I hope you are enjoying them, because that's the whole thing about this, like, franchise, like, this, like, whole thing of anime that I love. It's definitely, like, a form of entertainment that I really do enjoy, and yeah, there is a bunch of stinkers when it comes to anime. Especially for me and my channel, I like to focus on ones that I enjoy, to like I love, to like it's my favorite, like especially with shows and all that, like on there, or chapters, or any kind of media that I talk about. I mainly want to focus on the stuff that I really enjoy or had something to say about it. That's why, like, you don't see many negative things on the channel review-wise, because I like to focus on the positive things, because guess what? I don't like being negative most of the time, because that just brings me too close to home. If you like watching anime that you find that is good and you enjoy it, then hit that like and hit that subscribe. But that's all from me, so I'll see you beautiful bastards next time.